Hi everyone, welcome back to our entrepreneurship class, and in today's class we will learn about feasibility study. Okay, so we have learned that there are different ideas that is found in your environment or in your market. So when you find an idea, you just don't grab the idea which you get. You have to choose an idea which is feasible. Feasible here means good enough, okay, good enough or viable enough. You have to take the idea which is good enough or viable enough in order to set up an enterprise, or in order to set up a project. Therefore, there are different ideas that you find in the environment, right? But you do not take all the ideas that you find. Instead, what you do is you have to analyze it, understand it. And once you understand and analyze it, you have to take the best idea out of it. So in order to analyze and understand the various idea, the idea needs to go through the feasibility study, or it needs to go through the feasibility plan. Okay, so feasibility here just means the idea, feasibility means the viable, whether it is good enough or not to create a business means feasibility. Okay, so feasibility means the guidelines for implementation, or just a guideline on implementation of a project or a product. So why do we need to do feasibility study? Okay, we need to do feasibility study for various reasons, or why is it important for an entrepreneur to do feasibility study, or how is it important for an entrepreneur by preparing a feasible plan or by preparing a feasibility report. Let us look into it one by one. The first one is it helps the entrepreneur in estimating the human resources and the material resources required. The first thing that you need to do as an entrepreneur is to estimate the exact amount of human and material required. So how much human is required, how much human resources are required, what are the amount of employees that you need, and what are the exact materials to be consumed while producing a product is being estimated, and the exact amount is being estimated. Therefore, by doing the feasible study or by doing a feasible plan, it helps the entrepreneur to estimate the exact number of human resources required and the materials and the raw materials or the resources that are required in the business. The second thing is resources to be raised. Okay, so the second thing is if we do a feasible study, or if we do a feasible report or a feasible plan, it helps us to raise the resources. It helps the entrepreneurs to understand the resources to be raised. Resources to be raised in the sense, where are they going to get the resources, at the resources required at various stages. What are the particular resource required at the stage? What is the resources that are required in the second stage, and what is the resources that are required in the third stage? What are the resources that is required in the raw materials or the first process? What is the second thing or the second resources that are required? All these things, okay, it helps the entrepreneurs to understand, to raise the resources at various stages of production. So feasible study is prepared in order to understand the resources that needs to be utilized. And the third one is the finance required. Here finance required. Finance is the lifeblood of all business activities. So a feasible report or a feasible plan will give a sound financial plan. How much will be the finance required? What will be the capital required? And if there is any funds to be raised or loans to be raised, what are the various areas? Okay, we will look about these things later one by one, but for now, finance required is those financial requirements that is needed to produce a product, or that is needed to function the activities in an enterprise. Therefore, the feasibility report or the feasibility plan will help an entrepreneur to understand the financial requirements and to understand where will he or she get the needed finance from. Okay, the next is marketing strategies. In marketing, an entrepreneur, by preparing a feasibility report, it will help an entrepreneur to make marketing strategies. What kind of marketing strategies will he or she use? What is the demand and what are the supply of the competitors? All these things comes under marketing strategies. Okay, so we prepare feasibility report, or we prepare a feasible plan for this four main reason, that is estimating the exact human resource and the raw materials required, the resources to be raised, that is the human resource or the raw materials, and the financial requirements, then building up marketing strategies. We will move ahead to the types of feasible plans or types of feasibility plans. Okay, so the first type of feasibility plan is the financial feasibility. In financial feasibility, the feasibility plan we must prepare a feasibility plan regarding the sound financial plan, and here it should include estimations of revenue, cost, profit, cash flow projections, thus finance required in the semi-product goods, finished goods, and inventory goods. All those things will come under the financial feasibility. Here, whether the enterprise and the entrepreneur is feasible enough or sound enough with the finance or not. Where are they going to raise the sources of finance? How are they going to acquire the finance? How much is the entrepreneur investing in his or her business? What are the various sources of arrangements for financial assistance that an entrepreneur has done? So this financial feasibility have to be prepared keeping in mind the nature of the environment and the holistic assessment of the enterprise. Therefore, financial feasibility is very important for an entrepreneur. It helps the entrepreneur to understand in this type of financial feasibility, it helps the entrepreneur to understand the finance related problems and the finance related matters. So the first type of feasibility plan is the financial plan or financial requirement, and under financial plan or financial requirement, we consider all the matters that is related to finance and loans to be raised and all the finance related activities. The next type of feasibility plan is the market feasibility. Here in market feasibility, the entrepreneur does the SWOT analysis. I hope you all know what is SWOT analysis, right? So SWOT analysis is strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So in this market assessment, an entrepreneur does this SWOT analysis, which means he analyzes the strength and weaknesses of its competitors, the opportunities and threat for himself. So an entrepreneur, after going to the market or assessing the market and examining the market, analyzing the market, he will do a SWOT analysis in which he understands the strengths and weaknesses of the competitors and also will understand the need and wants of the customers. What is the demand that the customers are doing? What are the demands and needs that the customer wants? What will satisfy the needs and wants of customers? All those things will come under marketing feasibility. And in marketing feasibility, after understanding the needs and wants of the customers and those products which will satisfy the new trends and fashion in the market, the entrepreneur also will try to make these marketing strategies. What will be the different strategies used to market the product? What will be the quality of the product, right? What will be the price, and what are the promotion tools that the entrepreneur would like to use? The strategies like advertising, what kind of advertisement would he use in order to influence others to buy the product? So in market feasibility, an entrepreneur conducts a survey in the market to analyze the strengths and weaknesses of its competitors and also opportunities and threats for him or herself, and then later would come up with the needs and wants of the customers and what is more preferable, what products are more preferable by the customers. And later he would come up with a marketing strategies as well. So when you do this market assessment or marketing feasibility, helps the entrepreneur to understand the needs and wants of the customers and also to be updated with the current taste preferences, trend, fashion of the market. Okay, therefore market assessment or market feasibility is a very important factor for an entrepreneur. The next type of feasibility is the technical feasibility. Here technical feasibility means those things related to technology, the use of technology, the machines, the equipments that you require to produce a product in your enterprise. So what are the technologies, or what will be the technology that you are going to use in your business? So if you are going to use a particular technology, whether it is available in the market or not. Okay, if it is not available, how are you going to acquire that, procure that technology? If it is going to be from abroad, how are you going to acquire the license? What will be the procedure of the license to acquire the technology from abroad, right? All those things will come under technical feasibility. And if you are going to acquire the technology from abroad, will the technicians to operate the technology be available in your country or not? So if it is not available, how are you going to train people to use a particular technology? So technical feasibility here relates to technological matters and technologies, machines and equipments that you use in your business. Therefore, in technical feasibility, you have to consider the technological factors and the use for technology. If you are going to acquire it from outside, you have to understand the detailed information of the this one technologies that you are going to use to produce your product. The next is organizational feasibility. The last type of feasibility plan or feasibility is the organizational feasibility. In organizational feasibility, it will include all the operational plan. Okay, all the operational plan. What will be the where will be the enterprise located, what will be the plan of operations, such as where are you going to get the resources, where will you how are you going to get your electricity, water, and all those things. Here it defines the legal and corporate structure of the business. On organizational feasibility, you have to prepare a complete flow chart of operational activities in the enterprise. So in organizational structure, it is important for an entrepreneur to keep in mind the operational strategies, to keep in mind the operational activities that needs to be undertaken, and have to prepare a complete flow chart of the operational plan. Therefore, these are the four types of feasibility, that is financial feasibility, technical feasibility, market feasibility, and organizational feasibility. So we will proceed ahead to a very small topic, that is opportunity and problem solving. Okay, we all know that opportunity is a chance or a favorable situation offered by circumstances. So opportunity, we all get an opportunity. We all get an opportunity to get admitted in new school. We get opportunity to meet new friends, or we get opportunity to get a job. But in the context of an entrepreneur, opportunity is different, or from entrepreneur point of view, opportunity means business opportunity, right? So an opportunity or business opportunity, according to this entrepreneurs, are the challenges faced, right? The challenges and the problems, and to take up those challenges and problems and to solve it, right? And to solve it and find the solution of it. And often that solution becomes the opportunity. There is a problem, then you find the solution, then that solution will become your opportunity, and the opportunity will become your product or enterprise. Okay, for example, there are lots of students who goes to Delhi for further studies, right? Who goes to Delhi from Northeast. There are lots of Northeastern people or Northeastern students who goes to Delhi for further studies. And when they go to Delhi for their further studies, they find a problem. The main problem is with the food, right? They cannot adjust with the taste and preferences of what they want as per the requirement of their food habits. So what these Northeastern students did was that they came up with this is a problem that they could not adjust with food, but the solution that they came up was that they hired a cook from Northeast, and which could cook them, who could cook them a northeastern food. And after hiring that cook, they not only let him cook for them, but they open up a restaurant, right? So that problem of food became an opportunity. That is, it became a business opportunity for those people who were in Delhi. And not only it solved the problem of the food habit, but from that problem they came up with a solution, that is to hire a cook from northeast. And after getting the solution only, they came up with a solution, they got the opportunity, and that opportunity was to come up with a restaurant and earn a huge profit. So this opportunity and problem solving are interrelated. Okay, opportunity and problem in terms of business, if you find an opportunity, you will also find a problem. Opportunity is a problem. Often you find solutions from opportunity. There is a problem, that problems or challenges, then you take those problems and challenges and then find that solution, and that solution will become your opportunity. The next is that steps involved in business plan. If you go to the class 12, you will learn more about business plan, but in your class 11 textbook there is a brief understanding, or a brief steps involved in business plan. Okay, so let's look into it one by one. The elements of a business plan are market research. For an entrepreneur who wants to prepare a business plan, okay, so before going further, I would like to explain to you what is a business plan. Okay, a business plan is a roadmap or guide map for an entrepreneur to which clearly states where the entrepreneur is going, what are the objectives of the entrepreneur that is going to achieve, how will he or she achieve the objectives or goals of the business. Okay, so a business plan is a roadmap for an entrepreneur to achieve its objectives or goals. Especially business plan are written. Okay, it is a written document which clearly states the objectives and the road, and how an entrepreneur is going to achieve those objectives. So what are the elements in business plan? Let us look into it one by one. The first element is market research. An entrepreneur must do a complete market research before establishing a business plan. An entrepreneur must see the needs and wants of the customers. He or she must also understand the components of the market. He or she would have to establish a relation with the customers and the competitors as well, in order to understand them better. After only market research is assessing the market, understanding the market, analyzing the market, examining the different factors in the market. Therefore, an entrepreneur needs to do a complete market research so that he could understand the needs and wants of the customers well. The next is feasibility report. In feasibility report, what an entrepreneur does is comes up with the most practical and the most viable idea. In feasibility report, it is more of economic report and physical report. In feasibility report, you will deal with economical report, and there are two factors under physical report, that is economical factors and physical factor. The next is list of proposed product. Once you are done with the market research and this feasibility report, you will come up with the most probable product or services that you want to introduce. You will have to select the most important and the best product to produce your product. You have to select from a list the particular product that you want to introduce. The next thing is the quantity and availability of the product. After you select the product, how are the customers going to avail your product? What will be the quantity to be distributed in to the customers, in whether it's going to be in bulk, whether it's going to be in small lots, all those things. How are the customers going to avail those products and services of yours also should be considered. The next is sources of input. After conducting the market feasibility report, market report, selecting your product, and seeing what are the channels of distribution, what you have to do now is sources of input. Sources of input here refers to whether your product is going to be capital intensive or labor intensive. If it's going to be capital intensive, you have to invest more money. If it is going to be labor intensive, you have to hire more employees. Okay, so sources of input refers to the capital intensive, or whether your product or your enterprise is going to be labor intensive. You have to select among these two. One, scheme of provision. So under scheme of provision, it means the advertisement, the promotion activities that you are going to use to introduce your product. And what are the tools of marketing that you are going to use to distribute your product? Costing. Costing means, an entrepreneur prepares a complete cost sheet of the activities that you do in your business. In costing, an entrepreneur tries to anticipate the costs involved in the business. How much costs are going to be involved in the business and the enterprise are related, and it comes under costing. So we will in the next class continue with the next three factors or the three elements that exist in business plan. So thank you, and we'll see you in next class.